In a world designed to scatter your energy, the most radical thing you can do is stand still. Every day, 100 shiny opportunities compete for your focus, promising fast progress, quick wins, and instant prestige. But when you chase everything, you master nothing. In this chapter, we explore why real momentum requires narrowing your vision to a single path, and how training your mind to resist the drift turns capability into unshakable mastery. When you look at life, you notice how easy it is to be pulled in 100 different directions. Every day, opportunities show up, distractions compete for your attention, and your mind is tempted to run after everything at once. But the truth is, success does not come from chasing more. It comes from choosing one clear direction and training your mind to stay with it until it becomes a part of who you are. Most people never slow down long enough to understand this. They scatter their energy, they spread themselves too thin, and then they wonder why progress feels so slow. The key is not to keep adding more. The key is to learn to master less. Think about it for a moment. If you are chasing everything, your energy gets divided, your time gets wasted, your focus gets stolen. You start many things but finish very few. And what does that create? Frustration, self-doubt, and the feeling that you are always behind. On the other hand, when you decide on one clear direction, everything starts to shift. Your mind gets sharper, your daily actions become aligned. You no longer wonder if you are doing the right thing, because you know exactly what you are working on and why. That sense of clarity is powerful. It gives you confidence, and confidence makes you strong enough to stay consistent. Choosing one clear direction begins with asking yourself a simple question. What truly matters to me right now? Not what looks impressive to others, not what feels exciting for a moment, but what will actually build my future. Too often, people confuse activity with achievement. They fill their days with busyness, but end the week realizing nothing meaningful got done. But when you choose one clear direction, you start filtering out the noise. You know which tasks belong on your plate, and which ones are just distractions dressed up as opportunities. That ability to filter is one of the greatest tools for building a successful life. Once you decide your direction, the next step is to train your mind to stay. This is where most people fail. They set a goal, feel motivated for a few days, and then drift. They give up the moment it feels hard, or when another shiny option shows up. But real growth only comes when you train your mind to resist that drift. Training your mind means reminding yourself every single day why you chose this path. It means disciplining yourself to return to the task when you get distracted. It means building patience with the process instead of expecting quick rewards. Training the mind is like strengthening a muscle. The more you do it, the easier it becomes to hold your focus. Now ask yourself, how many times have you jumped from one project to another? How many times have you quit before you saw results? This is why mastery never came. Not because you lacked talent, not because you lacked resources, but because you lacked the ability to stay. The world is full of people who are capable, but very few are committed. Capability without commitment is wasted potential. Commitment is what transforms an idea into mastery. When you stay long enough in one direction, you start to understand it deeply. You start to gain confidence because you are no longer a beginner. You build momentum, and momentum creates results that inspire you to keep going. The psychological shift that happens when you choose one clear direction is life-changing. Your brain no longer feels overwhelmed. Stress decreases because you are not juggling endless priorities. You feel a sense of order, and when the mind feels order, it performs better. Focus sharpens, energy increases, and your decisions become stronger. Human beings thrive on progress, but progress requires focus. The mistake many make is believing that doing more creates faster growth. But the truth is, doing less with deeper focus brings greater growth. You only need to think of one example from your own life where you gave full attention to something. Maybe it was learning a skill, building a habit, or working on an important project. You saw results because your energy wasn't scattered. That's what happens when you master less. Of course, choosing one direction doesn't mean ignoring everything else forever. It means you build a foundation strong enough that you can add more later, without collapsing under the weight. A house with a weak foundation cannot hold many floors. In the same way, a life without mastery of the basics cannot hold greater responsibility. When you master one direction, you give yourself the strength to handle more in the future. But you cannot skip this step. If you do, you will always circle back to the same frustrations, unfinished goals, wasted time, and low confidence. Now let's talk about how to actually do this. First, get brutally honest with yourself about where you stand. Write down all the things you are chasing right now. Be honest, list every project, every plan, every half-started idea. Then ask which of these, if I mastered it, would change everything. Pick one, just one. That is your direction. Second, make a commitment that you will not quit on this until it is complete or mastered. Third, design your days around it. Wake up with it in mind. Put it at the top of your list. Build your schedule to protect it. If something tries to steal your focus, ask yourself, does this move me closer to my chosen direction? If not, drop it. These are not complicated steps, but they require discipline. And discipline is what separates people who dream from people who achieve. It's not just about productivity, it's about identity. When you choose one clear direction and train your mind to stay, you begin to see yourself differently. You start respecting yourself because you prove you can stay consistent. Self-respect is one of the greatest rewards of mastery. When you respect yourself, your confidence grows, and when your confidence grows, people around you begin to respect you too. This is how opportunities come through credibility built on consistency. People trust those who stay the course. They believe in those who master something deeply. They doubt those who constantly jump from one thing to another. So remember, by staying with one direction, you are not just building skills, you are building credibility. There is also something deeply emotional about this journey. At first, it feels frustrating to say no to other options. You feel like you are missing out. You see others chasing different things, and you question yourself. But over time, that emotion shifts. You begin to feel calm because your mind is not scattered. You feel pride because you are finishing what you started. You feel excitement because progress is visible. These emotions fuel you more than any quick thrill from chasing something new. Human psychology works this way. When the mind experiences consistent progress, it feels alive. When it experiences constant distraction, it feels empty. So if you want to feel alive, don't chase more. Master less. There will be days you feel like quitting. Days when the task feels boring, hard, or too slow. This is the true test. Most people give up in those moments, and that is why they never master anything. But if you push through, you cross into a level of growth that few ever see. Discipline creates breakthroughs. On the other side of boredom is strength. On the other side of frustration is skill. On the other side of staying is mastery. That is why training your mind to stay is not just an exercise. It is the foundation of your future. Now ask yourself, what do you want your life to look like 5 years from now? Will you be the person who chased everything and mastered nothing? Or will you be the person who stayed with one direction, long enough to build strength, confidence, and credibility? The choice is yours. The difference lies in your ability to say, this is my path, and I will stay with it. Success will not ask how many things you try. Success will ask how many things you mastered. And your future self will thank you for choosing focus today. So decide right now, choose one clear direction, commit to it fully. Train your mind every day to stay with it, no matter what distractions come. Respect the process, respect your own discipline, and respect the results that will come from mastery. Because once you master less, you open the door to more, but only the kind of more that you are strong enough to handle. That is the way to build a life of progress, growth, and real achievement. Not chasing more, but mastering less.